Elie, thank you for accepting our invitation.
My pleasure.
نحن بنعطي شوية وقت هلا هيك من شوي بالعربي، نعطي شوية وقت للعالم تطلون then we will shift to English as requested by a lot of the followers who are, English speaking. So let's start by a quick introduction about seconds about the channel. The Channel X is a recently established channel powered by the channel, which is the boutique agency that's been in Beirut or Lebanon for the past 3 years, but as a creative hub, and we're catering to the region. So a lot of our clients are actually outside Lebanon at the hub point, and my own vision to make عن جد this amazing and talented pool of people يشتغلوا لأن غير هيك ما بيشتغلوا. اليوم we're gonna talk about أول شيء بدي quick overview about Ipsos لأنه أنا myself I did not know in specific كل ال business lines of Ipsos, so it would be nice to introduce everyone. Okay, and I asked Google and LinkedIn about you, and it says you've been in the industry for 28 years. Your first and only job. And I asked a lot of people about you as well. I think you became a reference in the region for everything related to research, and one of the most trusted and reliable references in this field. And this was validated by a lot of people. I didn't want to Google, obviously. And you contributed to the expansion of Ipsos throughout the region. And you made the company primary media currency in the region. So, please, خلينا نبلش بس introduction سريعة من الشانل السبيسيفيك عن Ipsos. ونفوت دغري على chapter حديثنا في article for Arab.
Okay, so thank you for having me, Hala. And yes, it's my only job. I joined Ipsos 28 years back, so it's my only job. The company is a French company that was established in 1975 in Paris, so we're part of a French company. We are now present in around 90 countries worldwide, and we're very well known. We do a lot of type of research, actually, not only media. So we're into marketing research, we're into client and employee satisfaction, etc. But I'm overlooking the media business in the region. So I run the audience measurement business and the advertising expenditures measurement business in MENA and in Africa. So this is briefly about Ipsos and also about myself. Every year what we do is part of our business, we do advertising expenditures measurement in the region. And this is the first business that started in the region. What we do is we monitor on daily basis in 15 markets in the region. We monitor the advertising on different media. So we're talking about TV, print, radio, out of home, cinema. And as of 2016, we started online, digital. What we do is on daily basis, and the biggest media used to be the TV, and this is the most challenging one. So what we do is we monitor on daily basis everything that is on TV, everything that is on radio, every single ad in any newspaper in the region, magazines, and we deliver on daily basis. So this is by itself is a big challenge, and we were successful in doing that for the last so many years. The problem is that when we always used to report the numbers, we follow rate cards. So for example, we receive an official rate card from a TV station with the official prices. That is saying, for example, that the 30-second spot on a certain TV station is priced for a certain amount of money. The problem is that these numbers are always inflated. Instead, we all know, for example, that a TV spot on a certain TV station will cost you like $200, but on the rate card it is for like $3,000. I don't know why they do that. I don't want to go through this. The problem is that when we are reporting those numbers, the figures are so inflated. And at a certain point of time, I mean, when we're doing any analysis that we're trying to do, myself, I'm not convinced about it. Like, I'm reporting a number that myself, I'm not convinced with. So we decided for the first time in 2019, we said, okay, we want to do a very deep exercise. And we want to report the advertising expenditures, what we call based on rate cards, the official numbers. And we want to report our estimation about the real numbers and make a ratio. And the reason we wanted to do that is we wanted to have, people working on real numbers. And there is another personal reason I would say is that whenever we sit with anybody, they will tell you, expenditures in the region are very low. This media is dying. That media already died. And we always heard, and I always saw a lot of analysis talking about maximum the numbers in the region are $2.5 billion or $2.7 billion. So when we did this extensive exercise, I mean, we had a lot of messages to pass. One of them is that we really wanted to do for the first time this beautiful exercise showing the difference between what is monitored and what is real. And the second, we wanted to pass a positive note that, I mean, the situation is not catastrophic. It is now catastrophic because of COVID-19, but I'm talking in 2019, because of in 2019, the numbers were not as bad as people were saying. So we went through an extensive exercise by media and by country, and we reached the numbers. So the numbers that are based on the official rate cards are $22 billion. And if anybody from outside the region will see that, will say, oh, the region is a very good situation. While when we did this exercise, the numbers, if anybody or everybody who read my article, we saw that we're talking about $3.9 billion. So the ratio is around 5.6 between the reality and what is monitored. And then we did a lot of more, analysis to go through by media, as I said, by country. And as you saw, the leading media, for the first time ever, actually, because TV used to be the biggest media in our region, the leading media last year was digital, with a small difference between digital and TV. If I recall well, we're talking about $1.62 billion for digital and 1.85 for TV. For digital, it is the most difficult media to measure. What we do to do that, if you're interested to know how we do that. So we have machines all over the region that are representing the internet population of the region. So hundreds of profiles, thousands of bots, they go on daily basis to more than 600 websites in the region with Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc. And they go and they visit those websites. And at each time they go from any different profile, they are served an ad. So this is how we extract the ad. So it is all automated. Very complicated process, but what is more complicated is to measure the value of those ads, because in TV, for example, you have a rate card. So the spot on TV X or TV A is for like $2,000. So this is how they sell it. On digital, it's different. You have programmatic, you have targeting, you have it's so difficult. So whatever you do on digital, it will be based on estimation. And what we extracted from our numbers for digital is the campaigns that are from the region, but they are targeting people outside the region. So for example, if an ad for Emirates, which is a local brand for the MENA region, is targeting the US, for example, or is targeting Europe, it is not included in this report. So this is why there is a small confusion between the numbers. Some say if we include those, it will reach $2 billion. For TV, it's different. The way we measure TV and radio, it is also based on automation also, and based on using technology. So what we do, we have machines. We do the recording of TV and radio on machines. And then what happens is we have what we call ASR, automatic spot recognition. So whenever the first ad is on TV, this is where we have a human intervention. We have someone who goes there. They do what we call fingerprinting for the ad. And then from every time the ad is on air, the system will recognize it. So you don't have also a lot of human intervention. So you just have to give a fingerprint for the TV spot or for the radio spot, and every time it's on air, the system will recognize it. And it will give it a price according to the rate card. But again, as I said, what we reach are very much exaggerated numbers. This is why we decided to do this exercise to come up with the reality.
Okay. طب إلي خلينا نحكي شوي. Let's talk a bit about the advertising, the out of home media. Because I think that clients.
Yeah, out of home. Look, the main messages that we wanted to pass through this analysis is, if you sit with everybody, and this is the problem in this region, if you sit with people working in agencies, they tell you TV is dying, print is already dead, out of home is not a good media. So we had a new generation that came and they are only preaching for digital. And I'm not against that, so don't get me wrong. I know that the importance of digital. But we cannot promote a certain media by attacking or discrediting another media. This is very bad. So digital is special and it is growing worldwide. TV is also good and also in many countries in the world it is growing. Print, as you saw, $300 million on newspapers in the region is not a bad number. Okay, they used to do much more than that, but they're still doing $300 million. Out of home, for example, is generating $850 million in the region. And this is a huge number. This is not bad at all. So my message is that, we need to be sometimes optimistic. And if we want to promote a certain media, we don't have to discredit another one. If you sit with everybody, they will tell you, TV is dying and nobody's watching TV. The numbers they are indicating the opposite of that. So, in Saudi Arabia, for example, the average, I think last year, people were spending around 4 to 5 hours every day watching TV. This is a lot compared to other countries. And now, for example, during the COVID-19 crisis, number increased by 1 hour. So we have people watching 6 hours of TV, for example, on TV. So my main message is that TV generated last year around $1.2 billion in the region. It used to be much more. We didn't do the estimation before, but some people used to say that the number was 1.8 or $2 billion. But $1.2 billion is not a bad number. But still, if you look at the numbers in the region per capita, so you have this KPI or this measure, the total advertising expenditures per capita, it is very low compared to other developed countries, which tells you that there is a lot of room for growth in this region, not only for digital, but for the other media. Especially also people are saying that measurement of media should be improved, because when you have a better measurement, clients will spend more. So this is also something that might also increase the numbers. So my main message was that $3.9 billion is not a bad number. Some people are estimating the numbers to be 2.5 or 2.7 billion. And what we did also, there is a media that people are not talking a lot about it, or is not included, because a lot of money, they forget, a lot of money is taken from some traditional media and spent on influencers, for example. My estimation was last year or brands, they spent $250 million on influencers. This number can be challenged a lot, because I mean, this is an estimation. I cannot say that it's the first time we do that. Some people tell me it might go up to $800 million. I don't know. I cannot argue about this, but my estimation is 250, which is also a very good number. So if you add this to the total, we're getting to $4.15 billion of advertising spent in the region, which is a very good number also.
Yeah. The article is very interesting. We're not going to spend more time on it now. I really want to move to the other topics. Very interesting. It has a lot of insights. كتير بالنسبة للريشيو كمان بالكونتري عندك Egypt بلبنان when it comes to the difference between the rate card.
Yeah, I think Egypt is a phenomenon. And for example, I was looking today at the numbers in the region during Ramadan, or during the first months of the year. So you have a decrease everywhere, like in Lebanon 60-70%, in some counties 30%. The only country that is showing growth on rate cards is Egypt, which I don't believe this is true. But again, there is this phenomenon that I'm not being able to understand why. I mean, why you always increase the prices on rate cards and you give a lot of discounts on reality. So this is maybe I have my personal opinion about that, but I prefer to be politically correct and not share it publicly. So this is very, misleading when you have those high numbers in counties like Egypt, Lebanon. Also, the ratio is very high. So they don't respect the rate cards. The numbers are inflated, and when you come to reality, the numbers are different. Okay, this is there is no right or wrong answer for this. It's about the strategy. It's about the brand. It's about the target. It's about everything. But what is sure, or this is also my personal opinion, is that the problem that, especially in this region, they have put those two media to fight together, which is wrong. I mean, they complement each other. I mean, the problem is the way that you want to promote a certain media, you attack another one, and vice versa. So this is not the right way of doing things. In my opinion, those two should not compete, they should complete. So there should be a right mix. There are certain people you can, for example, reach through traditional media. If you're talking about TV, where they have a huge reach, there are certain people. For me, I would summarize everything that TV or outdoor or even radio is like mass media, or digital is one-to-one. So what digital can offer you by targeting different people individually, they're trying to do the same for TV and even outdoor by implementing programmatic, but I don't advise to do that. I mean, those two are different media. So you have a mass media and you have a one-to-one media. So for example, digital will give an opportunity for a flower shop sitting in Saudi Arabia or in Beirut or whatever to promote themselves. And they cannot do the same on TV because the budgets are high. So this is why you need to find the right mix depending on the brand. As I said, there is no right or wrong answers. You have people who would tell you, for example, that the way digital is measured is not, I mean, there is no third party to measure this. So you cannot be the referee and the player at the same time. Okay, but I mean, digital is growing. I mean, even if we said that, this doesn't, I mean, eliminate the fact that digital is now the number one media in the region and globally. There are also some brands, they don't want to be associated. If you're going, for example, on programmatic, I'm sure that you know a lot of brands, they faced that their ads were served on certain inappropriate website, if I may say. So, I mean, I'm sure that they are controlling this. So, to answer you again, there is no wrong or right answer. It depends on the brand, it depends on the strategy. But I would summarize it by saying that the beauty of digital is that it is a one-to-one media. Why do you want to do the same for out-of-home or TV? Out-of-home, for example, and TV is a mass media. So let's keep it like that. That's my personal opinion.
حدا عم يسأل, do you think e-commerce will take from the digital budget based on the current situation?
I didn't see the question. E-commerce? Yeah, e-commerce is growing. It is an area that is growing and it will keep on growing, especially now. I mean, everything will change after the COVID-19. Even for us, the way that we measure media. And if you want to talk about that, I'll be happy to do it. So there will be some, if you want, COVID-19 compliant measurement systems or tools. So everything will change, and I'm sure that e-commerce was growing, had a huge opportunity now, and will continue also to grow. Actually, I mean, a lot of measures were taken immediately now. So, for example, in most of the world, we stopped doing any face-to-face interviews. So this is something that is stopped. And I think in the future also, it will start to go down. I mean, online measurement, interviewing people online, even focus groups online will be the next new things in media. I want to talk about something very important for measurement. So when we talk about TV measurement or digital measurement or radio measurement, there are many ways to do that. If we focus, for example, on TV, I mean, the most advanced technology for the last few years was the people meter. We are running a people meter in Lebanon since 1998. It's the first people meter in the region, and we're proud to do that. So it's a machine that you install at people's home. They are the representative of the population in every country in the country, and then you will be able to measure what are those people watching on TV. Unfortunately, we were not able to implement this new technology in the Gulf region, so we're still using what we call CATI, computer-assisted telephone interviews. So we call people and ask them what did they watch yesterday. And this is something that we're not very happy with, because we think it's the best available thing that we can do. What we would have loved to implement a more advanced thing. So what's happening now, and this is something we will start to talk about it in the region. We are already doing that globally. So I think that Ipsos owns a technology that nobody else in the world, or few players, they own, but I think we are in a more advanced situation now. So we have developed since even more than that, since 10 years, we started developing an application called MediaCell. So it's an app that you install on your phone or on your tablet. And this app, it's totally passive. You don't have to do anything. It has to be only running on your mobile phone. And we will be able to know what TV station you're watching, what radio station you're listening to. And lately, we have also aggregated with another application that allowed us also to do measurement. What are you doing on your mobile phone digitally? So which websites you're browsing, what are you doing? So in one application, and this is already running in the UK. So UK is a very advanced country for Ipsos when it comes to media measurement. So in one application, you will be able to measure TV, radio, and online. And this is, we are going to promote this now as a solution for after the COVID-19, because even the people meter think you need to go home, you need to install it, you need to send a technician to check if there is a problem, what's going on, etc. With this one, there is social distancing, as this is the new word now. You don't need to see anybody, you just have to send it on WhatsApp, by SMS, or even by email, and people will only have to install it. So that's all they have to do. You don't have to visit any home, you don't have to explain to them about it. It's totally passive. I think that this is going to be the future of measurement. I would be very happy and proud if we will be able to do that in the region. The problem in the region is that the clients, I mean, we love all our clients, so we adore them, we treat them like kings and queens. But the problem is they want everything, and they want to pay, they don't want to pay anything in sometimes. I don't want to say peanuts, no. And the issue is that, the issue is in this region, and for example, if you talk about advanced countries, like in the UK, for example, in the UK, we as Ipsos, we do the measurement of print, radio, out of home. We won lately the digital, and we do part of TV. So it's mostly everything. We're very strong in there. But for every media there, they have a committee. So you have a committee from media agencies, from advertisers, from clients. So they set the rules, and they call research companies to come. We go as Ipsos and any other company. We pitch for the project, we win it, you have your money secured, we don't own the data, we just do the implementation, and then we give the data to this committee. They ask us to distribute it to agencies, clients, advertisers, etc. The problem in this region, this model doesn't exist. We as Ipsos, we have to do the investment ourselves. We have to come up with the technology, with the methodology and everything. We have to put the money ourselves, and then we have to go and sell and take the risks ourselves. It's a model that has been working for many years, but it's a model that will not allow us to, come up with new technologies. Because, if, for example, a project like MediaCell in the region, if you want to do in a country like UAE or KSA, we're talking about an investment of $2 to $3 million. And now, at these times, it is not very easy for me to go to my management at Ipsos, for example, and tell them I need to invest $3 million. And I will see later on if the clients are willing to pay for this or not. So that's the issue. Some people, they complain that, the measurement should be better. I agree in some places. We have the solution, but people should sit together like any other developed country in the world, put the money on the table, and then we can do whatever you want. So the solution that we are going to present now, after the COVID-19 or the next couple of months, hopefully things will cool down a little bit, hopefully. So we will present this COVID-19 compliance solution that is based totally on passive measurement. And I don't think that there will be a better solution in the world. So everything, in my opinion, will be based on passive measurement, on gathering data without even getting in touch with people. No, we don't measure this, but actually we had a management call a couple of days ago, and this issue was put on the table. I think this is an area where we need to explore. We know that millions or billions are being spent on e-sport now and gaming. And this is an area where we are really thinking of, because I'm a sports fanatic and football fanatic, so I have a personal interest in that. We started like the end of last year, a couple of discussions in Europe with some companies. They were asking us about things like that. Now we don't do it, but our plans is to start doing that because we know that there are millions or billions spent on this area.
إلي شو رأيك أنت هلأ تحكينا شوي عن your recommendation to all the stakeholders in this beautiful industry?
Look, Anna, they always say that sometimes I'm dreamer, I dream a lot, or I'm a positive person. Okay, this is something that I like about myself. I like to always convey a positive message. I mean, I've been in this industry for the last 28 years. I don't remember, really, يعني بالأمانة, I don't remember any year I heard somebody saying that they had a good year. I don't remember. So I don't know why we have this habit of always trying to be negative or nagging or whatever. So I know that some people are struggling, or some media used to struggle and some media used to be better. I'm not talking about the COVID-19. I mean, this is the first time, in my opinion, not even in 2008, the crisis that happened was a joke for what's happening now. I think what's happening now is very serious. It's very hard to predict what's going to happen. My opinion that the negative effect will last until at least the end of 2021. But if I was talking, if I am to talk about the old years, I think that we had very good years that passed. We had I mean, a lot of media, they had golden years, like the print. They had a big mistake. I mean, they did a big mistake by not trying to consolidate together or sit together. That's the problem. People, they don't like to sit together and find a solution as an industry. I mean, we backed people, in my opinion, although it's not my job. As a research company, it is not our job to gather people from same industries and tell them, you guys need to sit together, you need to put some rules, etc. about competition. We tried this for out of home, in my remember. We tried this for radio. We tried this for print, in my opinion. I think the biggest mistake that those people did was not to sit together. But there is still some chance. If they want to save this industry beyond COVID-19, people, they need to sit together from different industries and they need to put some rules. So if the only reason I can see why there is this huge discrepancy between the monitored numbers and the real numbers is because of the competition. Why do you have to compete on prices? I mean, okay, we all know that the clients, they have limited budgets, but at a certain point of time, media were competing together, and the only people that were benefiting are the clients. So every year, for example, they are on TV, they were getting more space on TV, radio, print, and others for less money. Okay, and their sales were growing and growing. So that's the mistake that happened, in my opinion, in the past years. I don't know if they still have time to rectify this, but I think they still have. The problem is I cannot say now about what might happen in the future because we're having this interview at a time where in the middle of COVID-19 that is not changing the industry, it is changing our lives. So I'm seeing companies collapsing, people losing their jobs, unfortunately. So this is the first time where I would say that, yes, there is a huge problem and nobody can do anything about it. But before, I would disagree when we sit with people saying print is dying. No, it is not dying. You're making it die. Or when you're saying out of home is not a good media. No, it is a good media and people who are advertising on it. Or TV is not good anymore. People are not watching TV. No, Habibi, people are still watching TV and we have the proof for that. So this, I mean, what I'm saying now could have been applied, or it is can be applied on the period before COVID-19. Now I would say, I mean, people are watching more TV and are staying behind their screens all day, but advertisers are not willing to advertise. So we need to wait until this big crisis ends. We as a company, what we're doing now, we're taking advantage of what's happening to restructure the way we do things, restructure the way and change the way we measure things. So our work as a research company is to find ways that can work after the COVID-19. And we need to find, of course, cheaper ways to do that and better and faster ways to do that. Okay, we have, globally even, we have an Ipsos Foundation. We focus mainly on helping kids in many countries and helping schools. So this is the mission of this foundation. We have a lot of volunteers also from Ipsos. For example, in Lebanon lately, we have a lot of people from Ipsos in Lebanon. They helped a lot of NGOs with the crisis that is happening. I'm sure everybody knows what's happening now in Lebanon, and we have a big problem when it comes to people reaching starvation even. So we have a lot of people who are volunteering even in the camps, etc. But as a CSR for Ipsos globally, which we are part of it, as I said, we have an Ipsos Foundation, and the main job of this foundation is to help people in different countries. We have to remember that we're present in 90 countries to help mainly kids having problems in going to schools.
Elie, thank you. I'm going to
thank you, Hala.
And I think the quality is very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.